Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you guys the basic tools, tips and tricks that you need to help you land a job overseas. A lot of people apply for these jobs for different reasons. Like some people's visas are about to expire and they want to stay and they love their life and their job but they don't know what to do about it. Or some people want to go overseas and work and live their life. So whichever one of these things applies to you, and if not something else, I'm really sure, I'm fairly sure that this will help you guys out. Now before I begin, I'll let you guys know really quickly two things. Number one, the humming sound that you hear behind me is actually the air conditioner. I tried to record this video about twice and it was so hot that I couldn't do it because I was trying to keep the background noise to a minimum. And number two, I have actually worked overseas in a lot of different countries. I started working overseas when I was about 16, and I've worked in Germany, in Greece, in UK, in USA, in Canada obviously, and in Australia obviously. So my work experience in these countries has gone from an exceedingly corporate role where I worked in PR, and then I worked in media, then I worked as a journalist, an editor, and then I moved into the fitness industry where I've worked both as a trainer as well as a manager. So I've kind of been all over the board, I suppose, but I hope and assume this will help you guys in the process. So let's talk about finding a job, which is probably the most important thing. Now, when you go to look for a job overseas, make sure you are looking on the right websites. Now, there are certain websites that have more credibility than others, like there's Monster, there's Working or Workopolis, and then there's websites that are actually run through the government. Now, these are really, really good websites because you know the people who are posting on them are legitimate, and I will post a lot of links down below for different countries to help you look for a job. Now, whatever it is that you want to apply for, whatever role, job, title, etc., what I would suggest you do is you spend about, I want to say like a couple of days if you can, and I want you to go on the website of whatever country it is that you want to go to, and if it's a lot of countries, then make sure you have a big sheet of paper or a lot of papers. So what you want to do is, let's say you want to go to Canada and you want to work as an engineer. So go to the Canadian job searching website and look up job profiles for engineers. And what you want to do is you want to look at what the key terms are that a lot of these companies are using. Also, what kind of language are they using? Now, all these companies might not be the same, but you might notice that all the job roles are speaking very professionally. There's no casual tone. Everything is very, very straightforward and simple. There might be a lot of key terms that they're using. I don't know anything about engineering, so I can't really say anything. So if there are keywords like customer service, driven, passion, profit, I don't know, gears, electricity, I don't know. Just make a note of them, and if they apply only to one specific company, then write that down as well. And what you want to do is, when you apply for a job, so you've looked at 5 or 10 job profiles, if you can look at more, even better. You want to understand the kind of language and communication that they are sort of putting forward and the sort of impression that they want you to get of them, because this is something that's really, really important to them. And what you can do even further than this is go on these companies' websites. Look at what kind of language they have, what kind of layout they have. Like, is their company website just kind of a blog and they're just laid back, or is it like a very professional website where everything is, bam, 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 bam? Then that's the kind of communication that they're looking for. They're not looking to interview someone who is very flimsy or flaky, very giddy, or is laughing too much. They want someone who's very straightforward and professional. So that's something that you really need to do. And what you have to remember to do when you apply for any job is to write a cover letter as well as send a resume. Try not to copy paste the exact same cover letter and resume to every single company. You're looking to apply for a role with a company that is sort of, hanging on your future, your potential to go to another country. So if you can take out 10 to 20 to 30 minutes to write out a cover letter which really speaks to them on a professional level based on what that company speaks for or stands for, that's going to help you get the job way more. Keep your cover letter short, maybe 3 paragraphs, an introduction, beginning, end, bam. End it and attach your resume. Even in the cover letter, speak about things that you've noticed that they stand for a lot. Like if it's a company that does a lot of charitable work, is looking for people who have a lot of work experience in different countries, and these are things you have, mention them really, really quickly and make sure you show them on your resume. With resumes, the really important thing that I have witnessed with some of the companies I worked for is that a lot of companies and organizations are very specific about the length of resumes. I worked with an international nonprofit organization, and their strict instructions were never to look at a resume past the first page, and they used to actually have interns sitting in the office who used to just rip out the second page and throw it out. I know it sounds really extreme, but it does happen because people don't have time, especially in bigger companies, to sit there and read like 3-4 pages worth of resumes. So try and limit everything you're saying to a very brief and concise professional manner and include only those things that are relevant to that job. So if you're applying to be an engineer in the US, they don't care if you were a volleyball coach when you were 14, or that you can speak 13 languages, or that you went to Turkey one time. Like, you can save that for when you get hired and you're having casual coffee with your colleagues. Just keep your information really, really brief and really, really important, right? So when they see your cover letter and your resume, they're getting a very good and very professional and a very clear idea of who you are, because they don't know who you are and all they're getting is a cover letter and a resume. And trust me when I say companies get enough cover letters and resumes to know when it's just copy pasted off the internet or something that you're sending to many, many, many companies. So that's really important, and these companies are going to communicate with you. They're going to want to meet you, and make sure you do your research for the company or of the company before they call you. They're going to ask you questions like, why do you want to work for our company? What do you think you can bring to our company that another candidate can't? What assets can you bring into the company? And then also questions like, name 5 strengths and name 5 weaknesses that you have. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have any weaknesses, I'm pretty much perfect. My weakness is that I care too much or I work too hard. No. What you want to do when they ask you questions like, what is your weakness or your strength? What you want to do is you want to talk about something that is potentially something that needs to be worked on, and then immediately talk about how you can work on that with your strength. So, for example, you can say that, my weakness is that I tend to bring my work home, but I have learned to really, really manage my time really well and efficiently, so I get everything done while I'm at work, so that when I'm at home, I'm spending time with my family. So they're like, wow, this guy or this woman has their life together and they know what's up. So these are really, really important things. And if the company's a lot more casual, that's cool. You can be casual with them as well. But make sure you're really, really resonating what that company speaks for. If that company does, for example, charitable work, they do marathons and things like that, that's something you want to throw out there, that, your weakness is that you're not very fit. but you have been training for a marathon and you are hoping to participate in one. And the cool thing that you realize is that this company is actually working towards some cause and a run in 6 months. So something like that will be like, it'll make their ears pop, because they will really respect that you took the time and effort to learn about who they are. Just think about it like almost like a blind date. So, you want to pay attention to the conversation or the qualities the woman or man put up before you meet them, because it shows them that you took the effort out to get to know them, I guess. Unless you met them on Tinder, then maybe it doesn't apply. So yeah, those are the basic things that I wanted to talk about. And then, I said that keep your resume short, but one thing I wanted to mention is that if you are from a country that is not natively English and you are applying to a country that is natively English, make sure you mention the language in which you did your degrees or the languages you can speak, whether it be in your cover letter or resume, because they will need to see that, and you might need to take a English exam. Anyways, so I think that's it. I realized again my video is a little bit long, but I wanted to sort of help you guys out with the basic things. Please leave your comments down below and your questions and concerns and whatever you guys have. I also realized I've said like 4 times, but leave your comments and questions down below, because the thing is, the more you contribute down here to in the comment section, the more other people can also reply, and I also have something to look at when making the next video or deciding what I need to make the next time around. I will be talking about in the next couple of weeks student life overseas, partying and going out and just simple lifestyle and getting a job, because that's something that I've been getting a lot of questions about. Anyways, this video is getting really, really long, so I'm going to go. Until next time, think strong and take care. Bye.